János Arany, John Arany, March 2, 1817 October 22, 1882, was a Hungarian journalist, writer, poet, and translator. He is often said to be the Shakespeare of ballads. He wrote more than 40 ballads which have been translated into over 50 languages, as well as the Toldi trilogy, to mention his most famous works. Biography: he was born in Nagyszalonta, Bihar County, Habsburg, Hungary. He was the youngest of 10 children, but because of tuberculosis running in the family, only 2 of them lived beyond childhood. At the time of his birth, his older sister Sara was already married and his parents, Georgi Arany and Sari Margaiari, were 60 and 44 years old, respectively. János Arany learned to read and write early on, and was reported to read anything he could find in Hungarian and Latin. Since his parents needed support early in Arany's life, he began working at the age of 14 as an associate teacher. From 1833 he attended the Reformed College of Debrecen where he studied German and French, though he quickly became tired of scholarly life, and temporarily joined an acting troupe. Later on, he worked in Nagyszalonta, Debrecen, and Budapest as teacher, newspaper editor, and in various cleric positions. In 1840 he married Juliana Urksy, 1816 to 1885. They had 2 children, Juliana, whose early death by pneumonia devastated the poet, and Laszlo, who also became a poet and a collector of Hungarian folktales. In 1845, he won the competition of the Kisfaleti Társaság, a literary society, with his writing, as Elfszatal Gottmani, the Lost Constitution in English. After Toldi, one of his most famous works, was published, he and Semter Pétofi became close friends. See their letters, to János Arany by Pétofi and reply to Pétofi by Arany. Pétofi's death and the Hungarian Revolution of 1848 had a great impact on him. He was employed as a teacher in Nagy Koros where the local museum is named after him. Arany was elected a member of the Hungarian Academy of Sciences in 1858. He was the Secretary General of the Academy from 1865. Also, he was elected director of the Kisfaleti Society, the greatest literary association of Hungary. The early death of his daughter, Juliana in 1865 marked the beginning of Arany's hiatus as a poet. He did not write any original pieces until the summer of 1877, when he began working on his poetic cycle entitled Oszikek. Oszikek is substantially different from the previous works of Arany, concerning themes like elderliness, or the imminence of death. Arany died in Budapest on October 22, 1882. Works: he translated 3 dramas of Shakespeare into Hungarian, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Hamlet and King John, and they are considered to be some of the greatest translations into Hungarian in history. He also helped other Hungarian translators with his comments, and translated works by Aristophanes, Mikhail Lermontov, Alexander Pushkin, and Molière. The epic poetry of János Arany presents the legendary and historical past of his nation. The Death of King Buda, 1864, the first part of a projected Hun trilogy, is one of the best narrative poems in Hungarian literature. The other parts of the trilogy, Ildikó, and Prince Csaba, are unfinished. One of his most famous poems is A Wálisi Bardok, the Bards of Wales. Arany wrote this poem when Franz Joseph I of Austria visited Hungary for the first time after defeating the Hungarian Revolution of 1848. Originally Arany was asked to write a poem to praise the emperor, but he wrote a piece concerning the campaigns of Edward I of England to subjugate the Welsh and trample over their culture. Arany was drawing a parallel here with Austria's treatment of Hungary and the Hungarians. His poem Dante is one of those few verses in Western literature that can seize concisely the whole meaning and transcendency of human life. Peter Ustinov, British actor. Some remarkable pieces of Arany's works have been translated to English by Watson Kirkconnell. Arany is today considered as one of the greatest Hungarian poets besides Sándor Petőfi, Andrei Ady, Miklos Radnóti and Attila József.